Hi everybody, this is Kate from GameLuster. I am here with Tim, who
Hello.
you've heard on a few of our recordings before, and we are here with an extra special guest to get the most accurate Game Awards predictions from someone who has absolutely no idea what he's talking about, my dad.
So he's just as qualified as anybody at the Game Awards.
My dad has not played a video game since Pac-Man Arcade Edition, but we are going to be showing him pictures, cover art of games, just exactly what you see on the Game Award voting website, and having him make his selection. So, Dad, say hi.
Hi.
So this is my dad, Dan. He knows nothing about video games.
We've tried to teach him. He seems completely resistant to the fact.
All right, Dad, are you ready to look at your first set of cover art?
I'm ready.
All right. This category is Best Action, and our nominees are Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. Now, looking just at these pictures, which game would you call the best action of 2020?
I would probably say Doom Eternal would be my number one.
Okay.
And why is that?
I don't know, there just seems to be a lot of stuff going on the cover. And then the other one, which would be my number two, would be Hades, only because he's carrying something.
A sword?
A sword. So
Okay.
that kind of signifies there'd be a lot of action with that.
All right, so we have Dad's choices for Best Action. Doom Eternal and Hades. Now, Best Adventure. We're going to see Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We're going to see Ghost of Tsushima. We're going to see Spider-Man. We're going to see Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Here we have the new Star Wars...
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order. And here we have The Last of Us Part 2. Which of these games would you say is the best adventure?
Well, I'd go with the first one.
Valhalla.
Assassin's Creed.
Valhalla.
Why Valhalla?
I don't know, the picture sounds like, it looks like he's on snow or outdoors somewhere, so...
Yeah, that's a Viking, so...
Okay, so, well...
Eivor.
Yeah, that's the main character.
So anyway,
it's a Viking. You'd say that's the best adventure?
I would say that's the best adventure.
Okay.
And any for second best?
I'll go with this one here, the next one over.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima, and that's only because he's got an interesting little outfit on.
He's
a samurai.
Okay.
Yeah, so that game is set in historical Japan, and you play as a samurai. All right. Coming up next is the best role-playing game. Do you know what a role-playing game is?
No.
Basically, you take on the role of a specific character and you play through a story. These games are usually praised for having very good storytelling, usually a fairly large cast of characters, and a lot of them come out of Japan.
All right.
So, we've got Final Fantasy VII, the remake. We've got Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. So, a role-playing game is a game usually from Japan with a story following a large group of characters. Who would you give the award to?
I'm going to go with Yazuka Like a Dragon.
Yakuza.
Okay, and why is that?
Yakuza. I don't know. I'm not into the caricatures or the anime, so...
Okay, you heard it here.
Hilariously, that might be the most outrageous of them all.
That is a game from Japan about the Yakuza, the organized crime families.
The reason that one is so outrageous is because the main character has a very active imagination, and so while you're technically fighting in a very down-to-earth setting, in the fight he keeps imagining weird stuff happening, and that's what gives him the power to win.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we have the game that has the best fighting. This is self-explanatory. These are games where you play as one character and fight another character or group of characters.
All right.
We have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter V Champion Edition, One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, and Under Night In Birth EXE Late.
All right, so this is the best
Fighting
one?
Yes.
I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat 2.
11.
11.
Yeah. 11.
Okay.
And why that one?
There's like 4 people in there fighting.
Okay.
And I can see their weapons, so they look like they'd be
They are very good at fighting.
They're very good at killing, too.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat is definitely a series with a lot of fighting.
I don't know if you remember this, but back in the 90s, that's one of the games responsible for the creation of the ESRB because of the fatalities.
Okay.
All right, next is family-friendly family games. So
you're not going to see Mortal Kombat here.
Imagine if you're going to be playing games with kids, like think of your young nieces or something. So we've got Animal Crossing New Horizons. We've got Crash Bandicoot It's About Time. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Mario Kart Home Circuit, Minecraft Dungeon, or Paper Mario The Origami King. Which is a game you would play with members of your family. Like us, like kids.
Well, I think young kids, just from the covers, Animal Crossing.
That's absolutely a good
for really young kids. And then I would
hear that, everybody in their 30s playing it, you just got added.
And then I would actually like to see Paper Mario.
Paper Mario?
The Origami King.
Okay, so those are games that my dad would play with his family. Alright, next is Best Strategy Game. Which game do you feel you would have to be very strategic to do well at?
Alright.
Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Microsoft Flight Simulator, or XCOM Chimera Squad.
Wait a sec, they put Microsoft Flight Sim in for strategy? Wow, they're stretching this year.
Which game do you think you would need to be very strategic to play well?
See, I would like Microsoft Flight Simulator because I like planes.
You just need 2.5 computers to run it.
It's a very visually intensive game. They took a lot of real-world
they loaded the entire world, basically.
Yeah, they took a lot of real-world aerial and satellite footage, and they real-time rendered a bunch of airports and landmarks. So actually, you probably would like that game.
Yeah, if I was going to go with strategy, I like Microsoft Flight Simulator, basically, because I like planes. But if I was going to go with any of the other four, because they're not, that one's weird. Doesn't look like it'd be in the same category.
It really isn't.
I would go with, just on the covers, Crusader Kings 3.
Okay, because you'd have to have a lot of strategy to be a king.
I don't know, it just looks like a strategic, I don't know.
It is. If I remember correctly, that's one where your line of succession matters.
Yeah, where you... All right, next up is a genre you're probably a bit more familiar with than others. Best sports game. So we've got Dirt 5, which is car racing.
Car and off-road biking.
Yeah. We've got F1 2020, which is also racing.
Formula 1s?
Yep, Formula 1. We've got FIFA 21, which I believe is soccer. We've got NBA 2K21, of course, basketball, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. That is a remake of skateboarding games, and yes, Tony Hawk himself was involved in the creation of the game. So which game is the best sports game of 2020?
I'm a car person, so I'm going to go with Formula 1 2020.
Okay. You would like to race cars on tracks all over the world?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That one's I believe that one's a sim racer as opposed to an arcade racer.
Yeah, so you hear it. Okay, we have just a few more categories to go. Next up is Best Multiplayer. So which game would you like to play with a large group of your friends? Unlike Best Family, you don't have to include kids in this, but if you, Tim and I, or your coworkers were like, hey, let's play a game, would you want to play Animal Crossing New Horizons, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, or Valorant? Based only on the pictures you see here.
I'd want to do Call of Duty Warzone.
Okay. So you would want to fight together as a squad of soldiers with your friends?
As a band of brothers.
I think that would, I don't know what Among Us is based on the cover.
Yeah, that's the thing. You really cannot tell a lot.
And Valorant, I have no idea based on it. And then the other two more look like cartoons. So
They are cartoons.
They are. You're very correct. Those are all cartoon games. Okay. We have one more to go, and then we're going to do Game of the Year. So, we're going to do Debut Game. This is a studio that came out with a brand new game this year that's not part of an existing series,
or their first game,
or the first game as a studio. So these are games that are maybe made by newer developers. Maybe people haven't made as many games. So we have Carrion, Mortal Shell, Raji and Ancient Epic, Roki, and phasmophobia, which means the fear of ghosts.
Just based on covers alone.
Yeah, that's all you're getting for any of these.
I would say, I'm just looking at the pictures. I'd say Mortal Shell looks like they have the best cover.
Okay.
I don't know anything about any of the games.
You're not supposed to.
Yep.
So
all
I'm
right.
just going with that.
Finally, my dad is going to pick the game of the year. Now, you're going to see games you saw previously, because obviously game of the year is the very best game. Based on what we've talked about to you, what you've seen in other categories, would you say the best game of 2020 is Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons, or The Last of Us Part 2?
I'm going to go with Hades.
Why Hades?
I don't know. I like the cover.
He likes the cover.
And then my second one would be Ghost of Tsushima.
Because you bought that one for me?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Okay. I'm just saying those are the two that based on the covers alone.
So he likes Greek myth and old samurai
Yeah,
films.
Japan. Yeah.
So
that shows what my dad knows. So thanks for listening, everyone. Later, we will update after the Game Awards have been announced. We will post an update on one of our social media indicating how many my dad got right, and we will tell him how many he got right to just see how well he does.
He won't care, but we'll tell him.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I do want to know.
Don't forget that the Game Awards are coming up on December 10th. Don't forget also that GameLuster is running our own version of the Game Awards called the Lusties. So keep checking on our YouTube account, our social media, our Twitter, our Wayne website for articles, panel discussions, and ultimately our winner reveal. You can follow us at GameLuster.com. We're also GameLuster on Twitter, GameLuster YouTube. We have the GameLuster podcast, GameBusters, coming out every week. Tim and I have our own YouTube series, Console Tours and Introduction to Plumbing, where we go through various real-world video game locations and the Mario series as well to celebrate the 35th anniversary. So check out all of that stuff. And if you want my dad to show up on any more episodes, comment on this video or on this recording with things you would like my dad, who knows nothing about video games, to talk about in the future. Thanks, have a wonderful time, and don't forget to vote in the Game Awards.